Welcome back, wonderful humans. I'm Danielle and I currently live alone and I'm trying to shift towards healthier meals whilst remaining on a budget. Here's what I ended up eating this week. Saturday, super simple. I don't need to tell you what meal of the day it is because all I ate today was this mixed grill, including a mixture of obviously meats, some chips, onion rings, and a few bits of veg as well. It came in at quite a few calories. So then for Saturday, I treated myself and made myself a fried egg sandwich. Overcooked my egg slightly. I was just using a couple of the old ones that I still had left to finish off up. And I just did that with some simple margarine in there. Before I ended up moving on to lunch, I just had a banana. As I've mentioned before, I'm terrible at using bananas up before they get to this state. So it's like it's time to definitely aim in using them up. So I did just have one of those for a lunch. And then on the evening, I ended up making myself some roasted sprouts with a sort of mince pie as well, which was obviously super simple. I wanted to get that particular pie out of my freezer so that I can move towards obviously less sort of ultra processed or heavily processed foods as well. And then I did open up one of my coffees that I got for my birthday. I opened up the barista style mocha one from Beanies, and I just had that with a dash or two of milk in there as well. Then for Monday, it was a week where I've been working 9 till 5:30, but I did just had already done some meal prep. So I had one of the Weetabix ones with some kiwi mixture and obviously a little bit of Greek yogurt as well, which obviously helped to keep me full at the start of my work day. But then just in the middle of my sort of morning snacks, I just again decided to finish off that banana. If anything, this banana actually looks a bit healthier than the other one, so I don't know why I ate them that way around. But either way, that was the last of that bunch of bananas. Then for lunch, I just started off making some butternut squash soup that morning. So I did just have some of that for my lunch. It sort of had a few spices running through there to give it a bit more depth of flavour as well. In the afternoon, I just had about half a portion of cashew nuts. Mentioned before, I'm not actually supposed to eat certain nuts, and that does include cashews, but they're one of the ones that I react to least. And obviously, it's always good to get that little bit of extra sort of magnesium and protein mixed through as well. And then for the evening, I made myself a seafood risotto. It was one of two risottos that I made this week. But then on Tuesday, again, I actually did manage to have more, a bit more breakfast because thanks to all of that meal prep that I had done Sunday evening, I had some overnight oats. Yeah, again with some more kiwi. I had two incredibly large kiwis, so I divided it between three different breakfast mixtures. This was the first day of that. And as you can see, I do tend to leave the skin on. It obviously holds quite a lot of good nutrition. And when it's in something like that, you can't particularly tell texture wise either. Then for my morning snacks, I had one of those pretend pepperonis and some baby bells as well. Obviously, I have decided that I am going to try to avoid something like the salamis in future, but to try and balance it all out, I also had a couple of easy peelers. I definitely want to move towards having a few less processed things where I can and within sensible sort of reason. And then for my lunch, the next sort of one, I had some more of that soup. I ended up making 5 portions of it. I kept three out and put two into the freezer. And I still had a burger bun to use up. So I figured I might as well just pop it with that particular bit of soup. In the afternoon, I'd done a bit of meal prep when I was doing everything on that Sunday. And I decided to make up some little raspberry jellies with some mango chunks on the inside as well. Before dinner, I did end up hiking that other risotto. Again, it was just another one of the seafood risottos. I'd opened that particular seafood selection mix from my freezer and decided that I wanted to make it again the same day. There's a bit of cheese mixed through there as well, which I realise is a bit of a controversial decision to some people, but I super enjoy it. So that's all that really matters. Wednesday's breakfast, I had the third one of those overnight mixtures. Like I said, this was another one with oats, and yet again with the rest of that kiwi as well. I'm definitely pleased that I only made three of them up because whilst the kiwi was still perfectly fine, I could see that it was probably on the edge of turning, and the next day it might not have been that good. And then for my morning snacks, I once again had another one of those pretend pepperonis, one of the salami sticks from Lidl, and another Baby Bell as well. Have realised that Baby Bell have changed their packaging to being a more papery one, which I obviously appreciate. It doesn't necessarily help the environment a huge amount, but every little does help and add up overall. Then for lunch, I had that third portion of that soup with a couple of slices of bread and another one of those raspberry and mango jellies as well. Before ending up for dinner, I just had some more sprouts. I was trying to make sure that I did go sort of through them all before they used up because obviously they come in quite a big bag. I just had a chicken Kiev on the side with that as well. Then for Thursday's breakfast, I decided to go all out for a weekday and made myself two fried eggs. And you can see I just popped it onto some bread. I wasn't really feeling sort of the toast mood, so I just put it on that instead. Then for morning snacks, yet again, I had another one of those salami sticks and another one of those baby bells. I really wish I could find alternatives to baby bells from sort of good brands or good makes of cheese that don't have the wax coating. But until I do find something that works, then I probably will just stick to those. And then I had some Rocky Road as well. I made that. It wasn't exactly Rocky Road. It was probably a mixture between Rocky Road and a kind of chocolate cornflake bar. But then for my dinner, I finished off the rest of those sprouts, had a couple of fried eggs, and then some pickled onions on the side. A bit of a weird combo, I'll admit, but I really just didn't know what I wanted. So I figured that was at least a sort of reasonably healthy combination of items. Then for Friday, we don't want to talk about what happened on Thursday evening that made me wake up at 8:59 a.m. when I started my work shift at 9. So in my morning break, I did just grab a little bit more of the sort of Rocky Road type mixture that I'd made up. And then I just had some toast for my lunch. Again, because of everything that had gone on, I did end up only having a few minutes after all of the phone calls I needed to make in my lunch. But then I was so pleased that I'd booked an hour holiday, so I managed to get off of work a bit early and I made this spaghetti, which actually has an avocado blended sauce on it as well. It was surprisingly delicious. And I'll pop a card up for it somewhere as well. As always, thank you so much for taking the time to watch. And if you enjoyed, please consider hitting the like and subscribe buttons. And I'll see you again in the next one.